a conversation too.
Hello, hello. Log on, log on, log on, log on. I'll wait till y'all get on here. Log on. Log on.
Yes, I got to walk past you on next.
Log on. We're going to start this conversation talking about this big problem we have in America, race. America has a big problem, and race is one of them. I got my jersey on for the football game tonight. So we can start talking about race. Let's go. So, for those of you who don't know, my name is Dr. David Clemens. And today we're going to have a conversation. This is not about reading anybody or talking about anybody. This is a conversation that's needed. And so today we can get the conversation started about race and racism in Memphis. And we're not going to talk about America. We're talking about Memphis, Tennessee. It was a Facebook post this weekend about the Tom Joyner Morning Show and the noise it was making and how it was disturbing the people in the Cooper Young area, and how the individuals were angry about the noise from the Tom Joyner Morning Show, and how they began to call and complain about the noise and everything, and how they began to call the individuals at the event clowns and derogatory names. And it bothered me because these posts came from a community activist in the Latino community and other agencies around the city. And that bothered me big time, because in a business owner, you have a responsibility as a community activist and a business owner not to degrade individuals and put individuals down and joke and laugh and try to snatch away sponsorships and do things as such as those individuals did on the page. And so I don't think white people really understand the privilege in America and understand what they do with this privilege. And you have individuals who play both sides of the fence. So you have to pick a side. You can't be white one day and be a minority the next day. You got to pick a side. You can't have your cake and eat it too. But let's go back to the Tom Joyner Morning Show. Tom Joyner Foundation has raised excess amount of about $65 million through the donation and through donors development. And matter of fact, they wrote a check at Tiger Lane for $93,000 to Lane College on that morning. With that being said, how many of those people complaining have written a check for $93,000 or anything to a black HBCU? It was a party with a purpose. It just wasn't a party. It was a party with a purpose. And this man goes around the country giving monies and donating monies to schools. Let me go back. I don't work for Tom Joyner, or I don't work for Fred Jones Jr. of Southern Heritage Classic. I don't work for neither one. I'm standing up and defending them as a black man in America, a black man in Memphis, Tennessee. So back to the conversation. They have donated, they wrote this check for $93,000 to Lane College on Friday morning. The people complained about the noise. They lost about 1 hour of sleep that morning. And this event is one time per year. It's not an event every single day. And they made a big fuss about this event. And so they got on Facebook, started making all these derogatory statements about the clowns, let me call the clowns. And somebody made a comment about, oh, the clowns are over at the event. And so they began to just go back and forth about this event. And this is one of the biggest black events in Memphis, Tennessee, or the biggest black event, and black-owned black event where black individuals come out, celebrate culture, family, unity, love. This is a big event for Memphis, Tennessee, and for the black community at large. And so this event is major. And it really bothered me from the point that these white people were joking and having a great time talking about black people, saying that the noise level was too loud and it disturbed the kids and all the above. And it was a bunch of bull crap. And you have to realize that this privilege that you have in America has influence, and this privilege that you have in America, many of you use it in the wrong way. And matter of fact, it does bring money to the city. Mayor Strickland also gave Fred Jones Jr. the key to the city at the game, and said he's generated this year $21 million to the city during the Southern Heritage Classic weekend. Come on. I never heard of black money, gay money, straight money. I heard it's called money. And now I'm at a point now in my life, I'm about economics, and if you don't want my black money, you don't want my black gay money, tell me and I won't give it to you. I don't have time for games. I don't have time for any of that. Don't play both sides of the fence. Don't play a minority when it's convenient for you to apply for monies, to get monies, and then you play the white card when you get around your white friends and want to talk about black people. Or you play the white card when you want to sleep with black people. Because a lot of white people do that, white men. They put them down in public, but then in the bedroom, they with the black people and sleeping with them. Don't play. Let's be real about this thing. But nevertheless, we have to address the issue of race in America, race in Memphis. Memphis is about 65% black. And so, how dare you talk about this event, talk about the Southern Heritage Classic, and then, matter of fact, you charge $20 a car to park on your property over there. So you call the people clowns, but then on the flip side, you take their money and you put a sign up and say, park on my property for $20 a car. That's not right. That's not right. But you want the clown dollars, but you talk about the clowns being at the event. That's not right. That's not cool at all. That's not cool at all. And I was bothered by this racial coding that they use, that they talked about. You have to be careful with this locker room talk. You got caught, you got called out. And so white people use these racial codes and these excuses. The people, we started the conversation and they use all type of excuses justifying him and trying to be on his side and saying that we were being too harsh and all this. No, we're just being real and talking about the issues and the biases that we have in America pertaining to race in America. And also, we have a lot of issues in America right now. Since 45 has been in office, he has given white people or white supremacists, neo-Nazis, the alt-right people permission to show their ugly face again. They hid their faces a while back, but now they're showing their ugly faces. And so now they have the confidence to come up and say whatever they want to say. And so it's sad that in the time we're in right now, that these white people who are racist and white supremacists outright, whether they're black, whether they're white, heterosexual, homosexual, it doesn't matter. They're showing their faces, and so now it's time for black people and the people minority and the people who are oppressed to stand up and call it out when you see it. So that's why it's so important for black people to put their monies back into black businesses, to support each other, to stop hating, stop fighting each other, because the same white people and the minority people who play these cards, they use the black people to get black dollars in their non-profit organizations and their all the above. And so it's really sad. I totally agree, Jennifer. I totally agree. It's really sad that you have people who do this. It's not right. And so now we as people, either you're going to be on the side of equality or you're not. You can't pick and choose. Pick a side. In the words of my good brother, Reverend Dr. Earl Fisher, pick a damn side. You can't go back and forth. You got to pick a side. You cannot do this. And black people got to stand up, and the white people who believe in equality, you got to stand up and call these other people out. Fair is only fair. And so we want to have this conversation today about race, about these these racial code languages that they use, about the money that the Southern Heritage Classic bring in. Because I tell you this, in December during the St. Jude Classic, I know for a fact you cannot drive your car in downtown Memphis. I was in my house stuck almost 8 hours in December for the St. Jude Classic. You cannot drive. So it doesn't make any sense for me to complain and call St. Jude and try to pull a sponsorship from St. Jude and say, hey, let me complain about me not being able to go to the coffee shop or whatever. It's St. Jude Classic. Everybody know. St. Jude Marathon. Everybody knows that you cannot drive your car in Memphis, Tennessee, downtown Memphis, Midtown during the St. Jude Classic. And so, matter of fact, we got Cooper Young Fest coming up. Loud music. You got drunks everywhere. You got everything going on. I want to see the complaints during this time. Don't complain on the black businesses and the black organizations and the black fundraisers and the black events and treat them as such like they're not worthy to have the same events like everyone else in Memphis, Tennessee is to have. And this is about calling white supremacists out, calling people out who play the race card, the minority card, and this is what we're going to do. We're going to call them out. And when you see it, you call them out. And you spend your money with who supports you. If these people don't support you, do not spend your money with the people, these businesses, these people. Matter of fact, don't even go to these organizations who don't support the black people. Because they use the black bodies, they use the black MSM, they use the black transgenders to get money, and they don't give a damn about you. So that's why it's important for us to stick together, because all these institutions and organizations have white people leading all these organizations, getting money off the MSM, the transgender, all them out, all the people in the LGBTQ community and above, and they white people leading the organization. They don't give a damn about the people. So support the people who support you, and that's my point. If the white people support you, support them. I know a lot of good white people, and I'm with them, and I support them. But I'm not supporting anybody who deal with hypocrisy, who's racist, who use undertone these racial codes, who believe in white supremacy, the alt-right, the alt-left. I am not supporting them. And I'm going to call you out when I see it. It is what it is. It's nothing personal, it's business. I'm a business owner. We have a church. We got nonprofits. And it's not right that you sit here and you collect the monies off our people, the blood, sweat, and tears that our people have built this country with, and you use our people. It's not right. And I'm not going to tolerate it. So let's start the conversation. Somebody put a post on here about spending your money. One of my good friends, and she's a white female, an ally. I love her to death. She put a quote on here: "Spend your black dollars with black dollars who support you," and that's right. That's where you spend your dollars. And now it's even more important for black people. Now I'm gonna get hard on black people. Now you cannot be pro-black and homophobic. We got to stick together. Black people got to stick together point blank, because the number 45 and his legions, they are sticking together by any means necessary. And now we have to stick together by any means necessary. You cannot be pro-black and homophobic at the same time. So we got to stick together. We got to work together. If we don't work together and stick together, this is not going to work.
And neither can you be DL and homophobic at the same time. Pick a side.
Well, hold on.
No,
Can you go to your camera?
Yes, pick a side.
So,
you gotta pick a side.
Please let my camera. So, also, this is the other thing. We have to stick together. If we don't, this will not work. And so you call them out when they begin this blatant racism and begin to treat you bad and talk about you. Don't let anybody talk about you and put you down, because the same people who talk, they go to these organizations and they solicit money based off the minority card that they use, and then they turn around and get in their white circle with their white friends and play like they are white and pretend to be white, and they use us, and we're not going to tolerate it anymore. We're not going to call them out. So we have a lot of work to do. I'm not afraid to take this stance. I'm going to take this stance. I may lose some friends. I may lose some colleagues. I don't care. It's not about you. It's about the people coming up behind me. It's about the other people. Amen, Jennifer. It's about the people. Pick a side. It's about the people who we're trying to pave the way for, make this thing better. You have people who don't want to support because you're black and gay and white and gay. I support equality. I don't care if you're damn black, white, straight, gay, whatever. I support equality. I support take down that statue, Nathan Bedford Park. I support it. Take it down. So I support anything based off of equality and what's right. I support the Dreamers. Number 45, talking about sending the Dreamers back. No, I support the Dreamers. I'm with it. I'm with the cause. I'm with the fight. And so we have to do our part and fight this fight for equality and everybody and make this thing work. So I had some people hit me up and they wanted to start the conversation, and so